Hey everyone, welcome back to Solo Party. My name is Kane, and we're back in Ascension 6 with the defect in Act 3 now. We picked up the Cursed Key for our relic, and we have Seek in the deck. Let's roll for our boss. And a 4 means we're going to see the Awakened one. And now we're ready for our first encounter in Act 3 up against the Orb Walker. All right, we start with 4 energy now. Let's get our opening hand. We've got a Scrape, Strike, Chaos, Go for the Eyes, and a Dual Cast. Now we'll roll because we need to see what the Orb Walker is going to do. And on a 1, first we're going to draw 2 cards. We get our Ascender's Bane and a Skim. Then we'll also gain 1 block from Horncleat. And I think we want a little bit more energy for our Skim to pop off, so we will just trigger a Happy Flower to go up to 5 energy. And on a 1, that means the Orb Walker is attacking for 2 and gaining 2 strength. So we will start by spending that 1 energy in order to play our Skim to draw another 3 cards. And with that, we're going to get a Zap, All for 1, and Defend. We'll start by playing both our Zap and our Chaos to get 2 more Lightning Orbs and fill up our slots. Then we will play our Go for the Eyes to deal 1 damage and give it Weak. So that's going to take it down to 21. We'll then spend 1 energy in order to play a Scrape. That's going to deal another 2, taking it to 19. And that will put our Go for the Eyes back in the hand, which we will then play again for another 1 damage and another Weak. So it's down to 18 and has 2 Weak. So with the Weak, the Orb Walker is only dealing 1 damage this turn, and we have 1 block, so we can just focus on offense now. We'll go ahead and spend 1 in order to play our Dual Cast. So we will evoke one of these twice to deal 2 damage twice, so a total of 4 takes it down to 14. And we'll spend our last 2 energy, of course, on our All for 1. That's going to deal 2 damage, putting it at 12. But then we get Go for the Eyes, Zap, and Chaos back into our hand. So we'll go ahead and summon 2 more Lightning Orbs, so that'll fill up our slots, and then evoke 1 for another 2 damage. And the Orb Walker is down to 10. We can then play our Go for the Eyes again, taking it down to 9 and giving it 3 Weak. And at the end of our turn, our Cinder's Bane exhausts, and we deal another 3 damage with our Lightning Orbs, taking it down to 6. The Orb Walker then attacks us for 1, and we block it and remove a Weak. And it's back to our turn. So we'll draw 5, and we get a Defend, Double Energy, Cool-Headed, Strike, and a Claw. We'll start by spending 1 in order to play a Cool-Headed, so we'll channel a Frost, which will evoke a Lightning, dealing 2 damage, putting it at 4. Then we draw a card, and we get a Charge Battery. I'll spend 1 energy in order to play a Strike for 1 damage, taking it down to 3. And then for 0, we can play our Claw for 2 damage. I guess we didn't even need to play the Strike thing, because that puts it at 1, and we can end our turn. We have 2 Lightning Orbs, so that will defeat the Orb Walker. We'll get another coin, putting us at 10. And then an extra 1 from Golden Idol puts us at 11. And we'll get a card reward. And I don't think a Sweeping Beam, Steam Barrier, or Blizzard is really what we're looking for. Maybe a Steam Barrier, but I like our deck where it's at, so we're just going to skip here. For our pathing, I think I want to go up the middle here to get these 2 events and get to that early shop before we try to go for 2 elites. So let's see our first event. And for our event, we got Bonfire Spirits. We can offer and remove a card. If it's uncommon, we heal 3. If it's rare, we heal to full. And if it's a curse, we lose 1. And I think we're at a point where we actually don't need double energy, so we're going to remove this card in order to heal for 3, which will put us at full to 8, because remember, we did not get to heal to full because of the Ascension level that we're at. And now let's see our next event. And for this event, we've drawn the Moai Head. An enormous stony head emerges from a large wall and opens its mouth wide. We can offer to lose a relic and gain gold equal to its cost, or we can jump inside to heal to full and then lose 2. So we definitely don't need to do that. That just puts us back where we just started with the last event. So I think we will lose a relic to gain gold. Well, it's not, I think we would have to if we don't want to do the other option. And I think we got the usefulness out of Omamori that we wanted. It ended up blocking that Curse Key curses, and we only have a shop and fights and bonfire. So I don't think there's a chance for us to actually gain any more curses. So we'll just gain 5 gold from this. And that'll give us 16 for the merchant. So let's go and check that out. For this merchant, let's start by paying 3 to remove a card. And we will cut a basic strike. Then we'll spend another 3 gold, leaving us with 10 to pick up a Glacier. I think this is kind of more of a block card that we want. It keeps our high orb output going and gives us some good defense. Next, we'll go ahead and spend 6 of our gold to get Charon's Ashes, which on a 1 or 2 will let us exhaust a card in our hand to deal 2 damage. And with 4 gold remaining, we don't really have a reason to keep our gold. We'll just go ahead and pick up these 2 potions for 2 gold. So we get a flex potion and a skill potion. And now we're ready for our first elite. And for our elite, we have the Nemesis. All right, Nemesis is a tough fight. Let's see what we can do. Alternating turns where it cannot lose HP. So let's see what our starting hand is. We've got Glacier, okay, Claw, Charge Battery, Strike, and Defend. Okay, not a great opening hand. Maybe we'll get some help out on the roll here. Okay, and on a 6. A 6 isn't the worst thing in the world because we do still get the loaded die 6. But I think we want to start out strong, so let's go ahead and use our gambling chip to reroll. And okay, on a 5, not much better. So we're still going to get a daze, and we're going to gain a block, but that is unfortunately it. We aren't being attacked this turn, so we don't even need the block. So pretty much just all around not good for us. We will, however, make the best of our turn here. We will get our Glacier out to get a Frost, really is the only thing, because again, we don't need the block this turn. Then we can spend 1 energy for a basic strike for 1 damage, taking it to 34. And then we can play our Claw for 2 damage, taking it to 32. And when we end our turn, our Lightning Orb will deal 1 damage, taking it to 31. Then on the Nemesis turn, it gives us 5 status cards into our discard. Lucky for us, it only does it the 1 time though. It will not go back to this action. You can see the top 2 actions here are grayed out, so they'll only do this the 1 time. And now for this turn, we're getting attacked for 5, and we cannot deal damage to it this round, so we're going to be purely defensive. So we'll draw into our Dazed, FTL, Dual Cast, Defend, and a Zap. We'll roll the die. And a 2. That's a much better roll for us. We're going to get a block with Horncleat, and I forgot to take that down, so we're still at the 1. We get to draw 2 cards with Snecko Eye. So we get Cool Headed and Panache. Then we can exhaust a card in our hand to deal 2 damage. But again, Nemesis can't lose HP this turn, so we could exhaust, but we wouldn't get the benefit of the 2 damage. So I think I'll just hold off on that. And we'll start by playing our FTL for free. It cannot deal damage, but we do get to draw the card still, and we get our Skim. I'll start by spending 1 energy in order to skim and draw another 3 cards. That gives us All for One, Recursion, and a Leap. So that draw will definitely help us get to the amount of block that we need. I'll start by spending another 1, and we'll play a Cool Headed to channel a Frost and draw a card. And now we get a Chaos. We'll go ahead and play that Chaos to channel we were going to channel a Lightning Orb over the Lightning Orb, but again, it cannot lose HP this turn. So that card doesn't do anything. It just goes into our discard. Technically, an orb was evoked, but this game doesn't really track things like that. We'll go ahead and just get out our Panache. Again, we'll try to play some of these cards in order to get our Panache to trigger. So then, okay, I guess we would have a reason to want to do Charon's Ashes and exhaust this because we want Panache to go off at the end of our turn. So we'll say we got rid of this with that relic. We'll still play another 0-cost Zap, which will just go in the place we already have one and deal no damage. We will play our Recursion for free to evoke and then resummon a Frost Orb, giving us another block. And then I will spend another energy on a Leap. We're not going to be able to play everything in our hand, unfortunately, to get Panache off. So yeah, that gives us another 2 block, putting us at 4, and we'll end our turn. We don't do any damage with lightning, but we get another 2 from the Frost Orbs, going up to 6 block. We then get attacked for 5, but we block it all. So now the Nemesis is attacking for 2 and 2 and giving us 1 more status, but we can deal damage to it this turn. So let's draw our hand, and we get a Seek, Scrape, and go for the eyes. Now all of the statuses that got put in our discard pile are going to be in our deck. And 2 more cards, we get a status and a defend. So good thing we got our Seek and we just shuffled because that'll let us search. Let's start by rolling our die, however. And okay, we got a 5, so that will give us 1 block and a daze. So I guess I'll just start by playing my Seek to get our Claw. And then we will go ahead and play our Claw, which will deal 3 damage, putting it at 28. We will then spend 1 energy, and we will play our Scrape in order to get Claw back into our hand, deal another 2 damage, so it goes to 26. Then when we play Claw again, it does 4 damage. taking it down to 22. We play Go for the Eyes, taking it to 21 and giving it a weak. So we're now only being attacked for 2. And we can go ahead and spend 1 energy in order to play our Defend, giving us 1 block, putting us to 2. And we can spend another energy to actually exhaust the... Oh, sorry, no, this is actually the flame, not the slime. So this has to stay in our hand unless we got to exhaust it with another effect. So unfortunately, we're not going to get Panache off. So this stays in our hand, and we actually end up taking 1 damage. But we gained another 2 block with Frost Orb, so it goes up to 4. Then we take 3 from the flames, and then we're attacked for a total of 2. So we had enough to block. And we get another status into our discard pile. Now, this turn, we're being attacked for 8, and we cannot damage it again, so heavily relying on defense this turn. Let's draw our hand. Get a status. Oh, 2 status, definitely not what you want to see on this turn. A leap, a chaos, and a charged battery. Okay, at least we drew into good defense. Let's roll our die. Okay, and on a 4 is really good for us. So we get 2 energy from Happy Flower and Snecko, putting us at 6. We get a block from Loaded Die. And it's good, but not really in this situation where 2 of the cards in our hand are unplayable statuses. But we are going to be defending heavily here. So we can spend 1 to play our charged battery, which is going to give us another 2 block, putting us at 3. And we'll gain that energy back because we have 3 or more orbs. We'll then spend another 1 energy on a leap. So we get another 2 block from that, putting us at 5. And then when we use Chaos, we actually have the 4, so we get to choose a Frost Orb. And since we can't do damage, I'll actually get rid of our Lightning Orb here to give us 3 Frost Orbs. That way, at the end of our turn, we're able to channel up to 8 block. It does not block at all, however, because remember, we still have the 2 statuses in our hand, so that's an extra 2 damage. So that takes us down to 6, and then we're attacked for 8. So we block 6 of that and take 2 damage, going to 6 HP. All right, kind of scary, but it's our turn again. Let's see what we can do. We're able to damage it again. We draw a Defend, Strike, Glacier, Status, and FTL. Okay, not great. Let's roll the die. Okay, a 2. That is really good for us. We draw another 2 cards. So we get a Status and Recursion. We get 1 block from Horn Cleat. And we are going to choose to exhaust a card in our hand to deal 2 damage. And we will definitely be exhausting one of those status cards. And 2 damage from that takes the Nemesis down to 19. We'll start by playing our FTL, taking it down to 18 and drawing a card for a dual cast. And unfortunately, a lot of this is not going to be doing a lot for us. So we're just going to spend 1 energy on a strike for 1 damage, taking it down to 17. And then we can just spend 2 energy on a Glacier to give us another 2 block, putting us at 3, and then channeling another Frost, evokes 1 to give us another 1, and we end our turn to gain another 3, putting us at 7. We have 1 status card in our hand, so we go down to 6, and then we're attacked for a total of 4, putting us down to 2. We had more than enough block that turn, but we get another status into our discard. All right, we really need a big defense turn again here. It's getting pretty rough. Let's draw our hand. Have a Dazed, Skim, Cool-Headed, Zap, and All for One. All right, I like the extra card draw. It sucks that we're getting All for One now, though, because we're about to shuffle. Oh, wait, no. We drew... That's 5 cards. Oh, that's actually perfect for us then. If only we could actually deal damage this turn. So what we've got to do then is first play our Zap, which will channel a Lightning. So we will end up evoking a Frost Orb, giving us 1 block. We'll then spend 1 energy in order to play Cool-Headed to channel another Frost, and we'll do that in the same spot we already have one, putting us at 2 block. We then draw a card, so we need to shuffle. And we've drawn Recursion. We'll go ahead and play Recursion on one of our Frost Orbs, so we'll get another block going to 3. And I'm almost scared to use our Skim here. But I think we might need to in order to get enough block to be able to block through this. Well, we have a little bit of a less risky way, maybe not as good, but let's try this. We'll spend 2 energy in order to play our All for One to get Recursion back into our hand. We'll then use our Skill Potion to play our Recursion twice. So we get another 2 block from 2 Recursions of the Frost Orb. And then when we end our turn, the Dazed exhausts. And we get another 2 block going to 7. And of course, we cannot deal damage with the Lightning Orb, but we get attacked for 8. And we do end up blocking most of it with no other statuses in our hand and go to 5 HP. And here we go. Let's draw up. We have Dual Cast, Status, Zap, Leap, and Defend. All right, we really want a 2 or a 3 here. Okay, a 3 finally. All right, so we get 2 energy from Happy Flower and Snecko Eye, putting us at 6. We draw 3 cards from Pocket Watch, giving us FTL, Scrape, and another status. Okay, so we're definitely going to be starting with FTL. That'll take it down to 16, and we'll get to draw a card, which is Strike. Next, we'll go ahead and spend 1 energy in order to dual cast the Lightning Orb for another 4, taking it down to 12. And we're just going to leave it there because following that, we will play our Zap and just rechannel it into that position. We'll then spend 1 energy to play our Scrape for another 2 damage, and we get Zap back into our hand. 2 damage takes it down to 10. Then we play our Zap again to evoke a Lightning for another 2 damage, putting it at 8. Then we'll spend 1 energy on a Strike, putting it to 7, and our 2 more energy on a Leap and a Defend, which will give us 3 block. And when we end our turn, we get 2 from the Frost Orbs, but we take 2 from our statuses, so that will negate each other, and we're attacked for a total of 4. We have 3, so we do take 1, going to 4 HP and getting another status in our discard. And now we've got to survive 1 more turn of Onslaught here. Let's draw up. We've got Glacier, Cool-Headed, Charge Battery, a status, and Claw. Almost the best hand you want to see here. I wish we would have gotten the Claw next turn. Let's go ahead and roll. Okay, and on a 1, we're going to draw 2 more cards. We get another status and a Go for the Eyes. We get 1 block from Horncleat, and we're going to use Charon's Ashes, and I think we're actually going to double that with Dolly's Mirror in order to exhaust both of our statuses. It unfortunately can't deal the damage this turn, but exhausting those is going to be huge for us. We'll start off by playing our Claw. It doesn't deal damage, but it does still scale and get stronger here. So now our next Claw will deal 6 damage. We'll play a Go for the Eyes as well. Again, no damage, but it will be weakened, so we only have to contend with 7 incoming damage. We'll then spend 1 energy for a charge battery, which will give us 2 block, putting us to 3, and we get that energy back, putting us at 4. We'll spend 2 energy on a glacier, which will give us another 2 block, putting us at 5. Channeling a frost will evoke a frost, so we'll go up to 6. And we will spend our last energy on a cool-headed. We'll get another channeled frost, so we go up to 7 and draw a card, which is a chaos. And we will actually go ahead and spend that chaos to evoke a lightning orb. And in place of one of the frost orbs, actually, since we managed to get enough block with our other cards. And we end our turn, Panache would go off, but it cannot deal damage. So we gain 1 block, putting us up to 8. The lightning orbs, of course, do no damage as well. Then we are attacked for 7, which we do block all the way through. And now we're really hoping for a win on this turn. Let's draw up. We've got a status, a defend, and a status. Definitely not a strong hand to get the kill on. And 2 more. We also have chaos and charge battery. Okay, definitely not a killing hand. We're hoping for some help from this die roll. Okay, a 2 could help. We're going to draw 2 cards from Snecko, getting us Glacier and Skim. Okay, we definitely need that Skim. Another 2, Charon's Ashes. We get to exhaust a card. And we'll definitely be exhausting a status. We can deal 2 damage on this turn, so that does take it to 5. And we gain a block from Horncleat. Okay, we really just need to draw into some damage here. So we spend 1 energy on a Skim. 3 cards. We get Strike, status, and Claw. Okay, that's exactly what we needed. We play our Claw. We get our 5th cube, so it deals 6 damage, which is enough to defeat the Nemesis. Oh boy, okay. We were taking a lot of damage on that fight. We'll have to get all these statuses out of our deck. But for now, we gain 3, 4 gold, putting us up to, well, 4. Forgot to take our coin off here. We then get a Relic. And we grabbed an Anchor. That'll be helpful for the start of combat. And an upgraded card reward. And I think that last fight was good proof of it. Between a Claw and a Scrape and a Force Field, getting an upgraded Claw to have a second one in there, getting that damage scaled faster, I think it's definitely what we want to see right now. So we're going to take that Claw upgraded. All right, next up, the campsite. We are definitely healing for 3, going up to 7 HP in preparation for this next elite. And now we face the Giant Head. All right, Giant Head starts with 85 health. Remember that it has slow, so it takes +1 damage from all attacks. Let's get our opening hand here. We've got our starting block from Anchor, FTL, Seek, Cool-Headed, Skim, and All for One. Okay, this could be a really interesting turn here. Let's roll our die. And on a 3, all right, we get another 2 energy, going up to our max of 6, and we draw 3 cards. So we get Panache, dual cast, and claw. Okay, wow. This is going to be a great turn. I can already tell. We'll start by playing FTL, which will deal 2 damage because of slow, taking it to 83. And we draw a card because it's the first one, and we drew a defend. We'll then get out Panache. We'll spend 1 energy in order to skim and draw another 3 cards, giving us Charge Battery, Scrape, and a Cinder's Bane. I'm glad we draw that out. Let's get these out of the way. Sorry about that. We're going to play our Claw, which will deal 3 damage starting out because of slow, putting it at 80. Spend 1 energy to play Scrape for 3, putting it at 77. Our Claw goes back to our hand, but we're just going to replay it. And now it's dealing 4 damage, going to 73. We'll spend 1 energy in order to play our Cool Headed, so we'll get a Frost Orb. And we get to draw a card, which is Glacier. Then we'll go ahead and spend 2 energy for our All for 1 for another 3 damage, putting it at 70. And that gets back Claw and FTL. We'll go ahead and play FTL for 2, putting it down to 68. And then Claw is now doing 5 damage, putting it down to 63. And I think we can pretty easily focus on offensive here. So let's just go ahead and spend our last energy on a dual cast, and we'll actually dual cast our Lightning Orb for another 4 damage. Now, this doesn't get the bonus from slow because it's not an attack. So now it's at 59. And when we end our turn, our Ascender's Bane will exhaust. We'll gain a block, but we don't need it, so we can just reset that. And the Giant Head ticks down to attacking us for 5. Let's draw that hand. We've got a Defend, Strike, Recursion, Zap, and Chaos. So we roll our die. And on a 2, all right, we get another 2 cards. So we get a Claw and a Go for the Eyes. Very good for this turn. We get 1 block from Horncleat, and then we can use Charon's Ashes, and I think we will in order to get rid of a basic Defend. And that'll deal 2 damage, taking it down to 57. We'll start by getting out a Lightning Orb with Zap and another one with Chaos. Next, we'll play Recursion to go ahead and evoke 1 and deal 2 damage, putting it down to 55. We'll play a Claw for 6 damage, which puts it at 49. We'll play Go for the Eyes for 2, putting it at 47 and giving it a weak. So now we're only getting attacked for 4 this turn. And I clearly was not doing math in my head. So instead of exhausting this defend, we're going to have exhausted this strike. And we will spend an energy in order to play a defend to go up to 2 block. We desperately needed this turn. We end our turn. 2 more damage with lightning takes it down to 45. 1 block from Faust gives us 3. We're attacked for 4. So we do take 1 damage going down to 6 HP. And the Giant Head will be pondering next turn. So let's draw. We've got the last card in our deck here, a Leap. Definitely more of a useless card on this turn. And then we've also got a Skim, Charge Battery, Glacier, and FTL. Yeah, very bad for us there. Let's roll. And a 6 is also very bad for us, so we will be using our gambling chip here for a reroll. And that was on a 5, unfortunately. So we do get a Dazed and a useless block. We will start with FTL, so we do deal 2 damage, taking it down to 43, and we'll draw that Dazed into our hand. We will then spend 1 energy in order to skim and draw 3 more cards. That gets us a Claw, very good. A Recursion and a Defend. We'll play a Recursion to deal 2 damage with the Lightning Orb, putting it at 41. We'll play a Claw for 7 damage, taking it down to 34. And we can't play anything else to our benefit, so we'll end our turn, which will exhaust our days. We deal another 2 damage with Lightning Orbs, taking it down to 32. The Giant Head takes a turn to ponder why we are still here, and it's ready to go in on us with a 8 damage attack. So let's draw up in preparation for that. We have our dual cast, Chaos, Claw, All for 1, and Seek. We'll roll. And that is a 5 again. So we do get another block from Loaded Die, but we also get a Dazed. I think we have very few options here, but we're going to see what we can do. We will be playing our Seek on this turn and look for our Scrape. And now we've got a powerful turn here. We will start out with a Claw, which is now doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which takes it down to 24. We'll then spend 1 energy on a Scrape for 3 damage, taking it down to 21, which puts our Claw back into our hand. And playing that again is now at 9 damage, putting it at 12. And yeah, we can spend 2 energy here to play an all for one, 3 damage. We'll take it down to 9, and our claws are now doing 10. We only need 1 back into our hand, which we are able to get and beat the giant head. We're going to get another 4 gold from the boss, putting us at 5, or putting us at 8. We get another relic, which is a blood vial. A little late for us, but hey, this might actually keep us from healing at this campfire and getting another upgrade. And an upgraded card reward. And now between a Barrage, Compile Driver, and Equilibrium, I think we have enough card draw as much as I like Compile Driver. And let's actually take Equilibrium. I think being able to retain cards for those perfect like Scrape or All for One combos, if we draw those too early, is going to be really beneficial. So now for 2 energy, we got 4 block, and we can retain up to 2 cards. And for the last campsite, we are going to upgrade our Seek. So now we can get the perfect combo we need into our hand, 2 cards from our draw pile. And now we can set up for the Awakened one. All right, we're ready for this Awakened one fight here. We've got our Anchor and Blood Vial, so we've healed 1 and started with 2 block. The Awakened one gets 2 cultists out in front of it. It also has Curiosity, which means it deals extra damage on each of its attacks for each power that we have in play. So luckily we are a 1 power deck, so not too bad if we do decide to get that out. And then it also has Awaken, of course. So on its death, it will get its phase 2 out. Now let's draw our hand. We've got FTL. We keep getting that. It's pretty nice. And Skim. All right, pretty similar hand here. Oh my goodness. And a Leap. Okay, that is a strong starting hand for sure. Let's roll here. Okay, and on A2, we're drawing 2 more cards. So we get Glacier and Panache. We will get another block going up to 3. And I don't think there's anything I really want to exhaust with Charon's Ashes. So we'll go ahead and start by playing FTL for 1 damage. We'll just start with the front cultist here and draw a card to get Equilibrium. We'll then go ahead and put out Panache. So Awakened one is now attacking for 4, so we've got a total of 6 incoming this turn. We will go ahead and spend 1 energy in order to play our Skim and draw another 3. So that gives us Cool Headed, Strike, and Recursion. We'll spend another energy on Cool Headed here, which will get us a Frost, and draw another card, which gets us Defend. We'll play Recursion here, and we will use that on a Lightning Orb. So we'll go ahead and deal another 2 to the front cultist, putting it to 6. Then we'll spend 1 energy on a basic strike, taking it down to 5. We'll play a Claw for 2 damage, and then the second Claw for 3 damage, which is a total of 5, which will take out that front cultist. And we can just go ahead and spend our last energy on a Leap for 2 block. Then we can end our turn going up to 6 block, and we'll deal 1 to the front cultist with our Lightning Orb. We're then attacked for 1, going down to 5 and it gaining a strength. And then we're attacked for 4, which we're able to fully block. And now next turn we'll be attacked for 6. Now let's draw up. We get our Dual Cast, All for One and Chaos, Go for the Eyes, and Ascender's Bane. We'll roll the die. And that is a 6. I think we will just go ahead and re-roll that. Okay, a 1. That's very good. So we'll draw 2 cards. That gets us our Seek and our Zap. We also get a block from Ironcleat going to 1. With Charon's Ashes, we'll actually exhaust our Ascender's Bane early to deal 2 damage to the cultist, taking it to 6. And then I think we'll use Dolly's Mirror to trigger Pocket Watch and draw another 3 cards. That gets us Scrape, Defend, and Charge Battery. So we'll start by playing a Chaos, which will channel a Lightning Orb. We'll play a Zap to summon another Lightning Orb, and we'll just use that to evoke 1 and deal another 2 damage to the cultist, putting it to 4. We'll then hit the Awakened one with a Go for the Eyes, dealing 1 damage to it, putting it at 49, but more importantly, giving it the weak, so now it's only attacking for 5. Then I'll spend 2 energy, and I will play All for One on the Awakened one, taking it to 47. And we get back Go for the Eyes, Zap, Chaos, 2 Claws, Recursion, and FTL. Over half of our discard. All for One is so good when we draw it late. So we'll go ahead and start with a Claw, which will deal 4, and we'll use that to take out the front cultist. Then we'll play our other Claw for 5, which takes the Awakened one to 62, or 42. Then spend 1 energy on Scrape, which will deal 2, taking it down to 40, and we'll get Claw back into our hand, which we'll, of course, play right back for another 6 damage, taking it down to 34. We then play FTL for 1, taking it down to 33. We'll play Recursion, and I should have taken the week off, but we are just reapplying it right now, so 1 more damage. We'll take it down to 32, and it just has the 1 week on it, so it is only tagging us for 5, 6, canceling out, so just 5. Then we will spend 1 energy on a charged battery, which will give us 2 block, putting us at 3, and we have 3 orbs, so we get 1 energy back. I'll then play a Recursion on our Frost Orb to give us 4 block. I'll use Chaos and Zap here in order to evoke a Lightning Orb twice for another 4 total damage, putting it down to 28. And with that, I can end my turn. I'll deal 2 more damage at the end, putting it at 26, and gain another block, putting me at 5. And then the Awakened one attacks me for 5, and we fully block. All right, now we're being attacked for a total of 6. All right, let's draw our 5. We've got Equilibrium, All for One, Chaos, Charge Battery, and Defend. Not a great hand. Let's roll. Okay, and we got a 6. So we are just going to gain a daze. And I think with the loaded die, I think we'll just trigger Pocket Watch. So let's draw 3 more. We get our Dazed, of course, so we can exhaust that sooner. A Go for the Eyes, which is very useful on a double attack turn, and a Leap. So we can definitely just go ahead and start with a Go for the Eyes to deal 1 damage, putting it down to 25 and giving it a weak. So now we're only getting attacked for 4, which is actually really great. So we'll just go ahead and set ourselves up this way here. We'll spend 2 energy and play our Equilibrium, which will give us the 4 block we need, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then we can retain up to 2 cards. So we definitely want to retain our All for One, because it's not doing a lot for us here. I'll put it like this to show that we still have it available, and I know we're not going to play it this turn. And we'll save a Charge Battery as well, just in case. Then we'll go ahead and just play our Chaos. And we'll have that actually evoke a Lightning Orb here for 2 damage, putting it at 23. And that gets us out a nice 4 damage Dark Orb when we evoke it. And we'll just end our turn there, which will exhaust our days, and we will retain these 2 cards. Ancient One attacks us for 4, which we fully block. We also gained the extra block there, so we're actually higher than we need to be. And we should have also done the one with Lightning. So we're actually down to 22 there. And then the Awakened One is back to attacking us for 4. All right, let's draw our 5. We get Glacier, Claw, Dual Cast, Seek, and Defend. We're going to start out here by playing our Seek to get out our Claw and Scrape. We'll go ahead and play a Claw, which is now doing 7 damage, so it's down to 14, or 15. I'll spend 1 energy on a Scrape. 2 damage puts it down to 13. We get the Claw back in our hand and play it again for 8 damage, which takes it down to 5. And since it's not going to do anything except summon its phase 2 on the start of the next round, it doesn't matter how we kill it. So we will just go ahead and keep beefing up our claws here. And we'll just play our other claw to finish the job. And there's nothing else we're going to do with our turn, so let's just go to the next round and get out phase 2. All right, phase 2 back with another 50 HP. It's starting out by attacking us for 7. So let's see what we can do here. Let's draw up. We have our Strike, Zap, Skim, Cool Headed, and FTL. We'll roll our die. Okay, and on a 4, we go up to 6. And we get a block. We'll start with an FTL, taking it down to 49. And we draw our Recursion. We'll go ahead and use Recursion and play that on our Dark Orb for 4 damage, taking it to 45. We'll play our Zap, and we'll go ahead and just use our Lightning Orb position there. So that goes down to 43 with the Evoke. And we'll pay 1 energy in order to Skim. And with that draw, we get FTL again, Claw, and Chaos. So I think we're good with the Chaos here. We will use that to summon another Frost by evoking that one. So we go up to 2 block. We'll go ahead and FTL for 1 damage, taking it down to 42. We'll spend 1 energy on a Cool Headed to, again, give us another Frost here and draw a card, which is a Defend. We will spend 1 energy on that Defend, going up to 4 block. Another energy on a Strike for 1 damage, taking it down to 41. And then we will play our Claw, which is now doing 10 damage. So that takes the Awakened one down to 31. When we end our turn, we deal 1 damage with Lightning, putting it at 30. And Panache finally gets off for 3 damage, taking it down to 27. We get another block from our Frost Sword, putting us at 5, and we are attacked for 7, meaning we do take 2 damage, going down to 5. This turn we're being attacked for 4, and we get 2 statuses in our discard, and it has the ability Void, which states whenever we draw a status, we have to immediately pay the 1 energy to exhaust it if we are able. So let's draw our hand up now. We have Recursion, Glacier, Zap, Dual Cast, and All for One. We'll roll the die. Okay, on a 1, we'll get another 2 cards for a Defend and a Scrape. We'll get another block from Horncleat, and we will go ahead and exhaust our Defend for 2 damage, taking it down to 25. We'll go ahead and spend 1 energy on a Scrape for 2 damage, taking it down to 23, and getting our Claw back on top, back into our hand. We then, of course, play our Claw for 11 damage now. That takes it down to 12. And then, yeah, we finish it off by spending 2 for an All for One. 2 damage takes it down to 10. Our Claw, we know, gets back into our hand and is now doing 12 damage. So, just like that, we have defeated the Awakened one and defeated Ascension 6. So obviously the claws have been the star of the show with the defect these last couple rounds, but the next time the defect comes around, you all voted that you did not want to see the claw pack, that we're just going to use the regular claws in the deck. There's only 2 of them, and they synergize with other zero cost cards, I believe, but definitely not nearly as strong as they can get with the claw pack. So we'll definitely have to be relying on other things other than claw to get through the next ascension we do with the defect. But this was an incredibly fun run for me, so I hope you enjoyed watching it. This has been Solo Party. My name is Kane. Thanks for watching.